afternoon.
Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. We love you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, happy Valentine's Day.
But more than that, and especially if you're watching on the replay, a good opportunity and moment to come together and create some space for the romance and the love affair with yourself.
Woo.
Getting rid of some of those old weights, heavinesses, and opening space for another counterpart in your life, if that's what you want, whether that is somebody you're currently with or somebody that is coming to you. So welcome to our Valentine's Day, or our loving, sacred, heart healing session that we wanted to gift you guys from our hearts. And if you're brand new to us, I'm Dov.
I'm Nicole.
And we're motivational speakers. We are transformational consciousness mentors. We are relationship coaches and more. And so today we're going to be focusing on the matters of the heart. We're going to be doing some energy work. We're going to be doing some consciousness shifting, which means dropping the old stuff. And we're just so excited that you guys are here. So as you guys are popping on, I'm going to ask you guys that if you can think of somebody that you think should be watching this before we get started, make sure you tag them, or you go ahead and just hit share on the video right now. Just giving people a chance to come into this sacred space with us today and really maximize the benefits of doing this as a community. Right?
Yes.
So we're going to be talking a lot today about community and the benefits of community, but there is, a gift that we all have. We have access to each other here on the web. Who's there? Who's there?
Brittany.
Oh, hi, Brittany.
I saw
We
Danny.
got
Happy
Danny.
Valentine's Day. You guys let us know where you're from and say what's up. I love you guys so much.
Yes, I'm so happy to see all of you guys.
Brazil, baby. Brazil.
There's people from everywhere. We love you so much. Yeah, so I wanted you guys to just think about, the benefit that we have to be able to just connect in this space together today, right? Maybe you're on your lunch break, maybe it's evening, maybe it's the first moments of your day, or maybe you're across the world, and so it's already Saturday, right? But letting yourself be in some gratitude and opening up space for the fact that we can do this together and to dive into some really deep work today. And I said this yesterday, if you guys are looking for a sign, a message, a confirmation, set your intentions at the offset here. Spirit will work through us. Nicole and I are both channels. That means we receive information from guides as well as ascended masters, high self, so on. And so we're going to be able to bring in messages for you guys and support you. And allowing yourself to be here in this container is saying that you're willing to take a next step. You're taking some action on behalf of yourselves. And I just want to open up the possibility for you to continue to take more. So just letting your heart open up.
My heart is so exploding right now.
Can you tell she's excited?
I'm sorry. Oh my God, the energy before we got in the video is just like my heart got so overwhelmed with love and just this year and coming into this year, going into the darkest night of my soul. And really, we go through a process of forgetting and remembering. Forgetting and remembering, right? I had someone yesterday tell me that. They're like, we go from forgetting and remembering. And it hit me, and I was like, oh shit. Yeah, like I get that, right? She's like, you cursed again.
Okay.
Forgetting and remembering, right? And really having enough compassion for the part of you that will forget. And enough compassion to get you to remembering again.
Yes.
And this is a year of really calling things out as they are. Saying it as it is, not making excuses for what is, right? Yes. Not sugarcoating it in something like, hey, how you doing? Sugarcoating it in things that are not true to make ourselves feel better. But when Dove opened this, she said, talking about the love affair that you are having with yourself. And when she said it, right, I saw my arms, right, going to hug every part of me. And how sometimes we'll resist to hug the parts that forget. Yes. We'll resist to hug the parts that might feel yucky. We resist to hug the parts that may have made choices out of alignment. We resist to hug the parts that feel stained. We resist, and we go into this conditional arms, and we're here today to begin to open the possibility that in this moment, that you get to have a love affair just in this moment and embrace all of you. Every single part of you. the part that you don't think that deserves it, the part of you that has made a billion mistakes, that made so many mistakes, Nicole, you don't understand, those parts of you that have been so badly abused, that's hidden and you're meek and you let people walk on you, those parts of you that are shame and guilt, those parts of you that are secret, those parts of you that are breeding distortion, those parts of you that we're going to get to going together. And that's the other part, right? Calling things out as they are and not doing it alone. Because I'm here to tell you that we are far from alone.
Yes.
We are far from alone. The conversations that I have with my God, my creator, my source, right? He, she, it, the masculine, the feminine energy that sits with me at night when I am really torn up, when I am confused, and letting me know that that energy is experiencing it itself through me and that it's right there with you. And so understand that I used to say that God catches my tears. Well, I want you to know that your tears are God's tears, and there is nothing separate from that. And so in this moment, we are one. We are connected. We may look different. We may have different beliefs. We may have different agendas at times. We may have different ideas around subjects. But I'm here to tell you that we are so much the same. We are so beautiful inside. And we're going to just uncover a little bit more of that. We're going to go a little bit deeper into your heart today. We're going to let you sit in the seat of your soul a little bit softer today. If you're not in your body, you're going to get a little bit closer to being in your body. And if you're hurting really bad, you have a safe place right now to drop it and to receive. And I asked you guys yesterday, and I challenged you, and I said, can you, before you go to sleep, open your heart to the possibility that today, in this moment, you're not here to give, you're not here to work, you're not here to do anything. You are showing up and you're receiving what source, what the universe, what God, creator, whatever you believe in, the elements have to offer you. And you deserve it.
I just want to welcome those of you guys that are popping on. And remind you to, now is a good time to share this or to tag some friends to bring them into this as we're getting deeper and deeper into this and about to set some container and begin with the first step of this process that we wanted to share with you guys today. And allowing yourself to drop in and connect with this work in this moment and really bring that. And you can also bring in those that you want to bring in energetically in the space at the moment. So if you've got loved ones, if you've got family members, children, a romantic partner, or somebody that you care for, a twin, you can bring their energy into the space in this moment as well. And when Nicole was speaking about being in our heart and being in our connection with ourselves and dropping in comfortably and softly into your body, the thing is that trauma and fears and experience impacts our cells, our DNA, and our physical body, and it creates a pull and a disconnect between our source, our high self, our soul, and our body and our physiology. It creates a split between us. And so, a lot of you guys are holding, and we're just going to touch just ever so slightly on this right now, because this is deep work that we do on a much broader scale when we work one-to-one or we work in different containers. But for today, what I'd like to focus on is that some of the discord in being able to sit and anchor in that yummy, soft, romantic space with yourself. And when I say romance, I mean the romance of not just sexuality, but the romance of intimacy, of closeness, of love, of care, of touch, of affection, right? The things that keep us from that, in a lot of us, there is some wounding around relationships. And when I say relationships, I don't just mean intimate romantic, I mean intimate in general. So we have relationships with family members. It begins with the mother-father, right? And then it develops as realizing that we've got relationship wounds and damage with source, creator, God, whatever you're comfortable with. And then we realize that we play that out with our friends. And then of course we're going to mirror that in our romantic relationships and so on. And so the first part of this work, right, is starting to create, just opening a little space, a little levity, a little brightness, and a little weight being taken off around the past pains and traumas that you're holding in the sense of relationships. And so I'm going to open up a sacred container for us. And what I mean by that is I'm just going to bring in a lot of light energy. You can imagine the space that you're in right now just filling up filling up with light. Could be sunshine that you're imagining, right? And you're just bringing in a lot of high frequency for you to be present in this space. And imagine it to be comforting to you, right? So it could be warm, it could be cool if you're feeling too warm. It's really adjusting you into a safe space, mentally, into a safe space energetically. That's our job. We're working on that. You don't have to follow and track that. And really creating a comfort inside of you so you can start to open. And some of you guys are feeling a lot of emotion. You're feeling sad, you're feeling angry, you're feeling frustrated, and that's okay. Just going to become present with those things as we create a lot of safety for you. And I'm just going to ask really for any negative energy or disruptive energy to just kind of move out of the space, as well as any of your own disruptions. So any ego, sabotage, inner child, things that are kind of coming in to create a bit of discord between you and yourself and anchoring into yourself. We're going to ask those to just step aside. We're honoring them deeply. I'm going to actually ask for some energies to come and be present, the mother energies, right? Sacred mother energies, to be with those parts of yourself that are feeling a little scared, a little disrupted. And I'm just going to ask for a clearing, right? A general clearing from your cellular DNA, emotional, mental, subconscious, conscious, super conscious. Just starting to, and I always see it like mist coming off the water. So I'm seeing this like mist coming off the water of the weight of the trauma and the pain. And for some of you, what I'm seeing is the relationship with your parents. For some of you, I'm seeing the relationship with loved ones. Some of you, I'm seeing abusive situations that are in the past. Some of you, I'm seeing abandonment, neglect, right? So these are pieces that relate to the past traumas of relationships and how we relate. Everything is about a relation to, okay? So even just your connection to yourself, it's a relation to, but it's connected to how we've related to others. We form that connection through those conditionings, through those experiences and understanding. And so we're just going to start to let them drop away. And I want you to start to imagine like a break, like a schism, right? You're seeing like these cracks in the thoughts, in the realities, in the energies, and you're letting them break like clay that's drying off of your body and just kind of coming off of your body. And you're imagining that as a visual. And as that clay is sort of crumbling off of your body, you're seeing this crystal blue light that's coming through. Okay, and that crystal blue light is coming through your body, and it's coming through those cracks of where that space is, and it's just filling it, it's nurturing it, it's washing that away. And if you want to imagine, or you want to really use your hands, you're going to wash your body off. You can imagine actually letting this go, and you're going to feel a sensation where it's really stuck in the body. Like for instance, when I just did that, for some of you guys, I'm feeling a lot of pain in my right elbow. Okay, that's my masculine side. It's my ability to move, extend myself, right? Extend my arm, extend myself forward. But what is the elbow? It's also a joint, right? That means my ability to flex and move. So that pain for some of you, that trauma is actually caught in some of your joints, actually the manifestation of how that trauma has impacted your psyche, which is stopping you from moving, flexing and moving. You become more rigid, you become more reserved, you pulled in, you become more contracted because of the experiences, right? And for those of you guys that are new, I experience a lot of things in my body as I channel for you, and we're doing this on a broad scale. So for some of you guys are experiencing this, some of you are not, right? Because I'm working with a large amount of you in a broad sense of time and space, because this is true for you if you're watching this on the replay 2 months from the time that we did this, because time is not linear, it doesn't exist. You're still going to benefit in the same way, right? So we're still creating this container together. You're still part of that container. Those that watch this in 5 years are still part of this container that we're in right now. So think about it, you are connected to so many right now. And now immediately it's gone into my chest. So now here we have this pain, and you're not wanting to connect to yourself and be present in your body, because when your body is too full, when your body is too full of pain, when your body is too full of trauma, you don't want to connect. That is not a soft landing spot, which is what Nicole was talking about, right? So let's clean up a little bit more here so we can start to integrate you back into yourself for just a moment, letting you be present with yourself for just a moment. And there's a tremendous amount of grief. So much that I need one moment as I ask for high guides and energies to help me to clear this for all of you on a collective basis. What has happened is that there's so much unexpressed, and the word I heard is unsupported, which means that there hasn't been a space, container, support. For some of you haven't taken the steps that you need to, right, to get that kind of next level of support. That it's so built up in there that I was having a hard time breathing, but then it was immediately coming up into my throat, which was affecting my ability to communicate with you. All right. And so your heart pain has taken some of your voice away. And you can imagine like this silly example that I'll give you of the Little Mermaid, right? And when she loses her voice and she can't speak anymore, and it's like it's all connected to, and it shrivels this all up. And so what I want to say to you guys is this is unbreakable. This heart is unbreakable. You don't need to put fortresses around it. Right? And it is not going to keep you safe to not grieve it out. And so in this moment, I'm just going to start to allow some release. So for those who are willing and those who are wanting, if you're crying, that's great. If you're not crying, that's great. There's no right, there's no wrong. If you're screaming, that's fine. If you're quiet, that's fine. But we're just going to allow, and it's starting to lift. So we're just going to allow some of that to come out. We're going to upgrade your throat.
And if you guys want to speak out and share with one another, why don't you hashtag what you're feeling right now? If you're crying, hashtag my left elbow hurts, hashtag, I feel numb, hashtag happy, yes. Whatever it is, hashtag it. Start to share with each other. If you're going through something, just write it down. If you feel comfortable, dump it right now, let it out. Dov was talking about not being able to express self and how that shrivels things. So if you're feeling comfortable, even if you just share what you're feeling, it's really important. It's a safe place.
I know, and when Nicole is saying that, we're creating safety for each other. Okay? Very important that you're creating safety. You're supporting one another in this space. This is a space where you are honoring each other. You're bringing kindness to this space. That is all that this is, right? And so having an environment, having a community of support is vital, and having that kindness come to you guys. Okay, so in that now I'm going to allow you guys to start connecting to your higher self. And I'm going to remove the idea. Some of you guys went, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm scared. I don't want to connect to myself. I can't be my body. I can't be my body. I can't be my body. And I just want to start to lighten that and just say, like, in this moment, we're just going to drop in for a second. We're just going to drop into the body for a second. And then I had pain against my skin. And I'm just going to release some of that trauma and let there be an integration. I'm just going to ask for high consciousness to come in and move that through.
I saw a lot of annoyance, resistance. So if I had a stab wound, right, and Dov opens up the bandage, right, and goes to put her finger full of medication in the wound, I'm going to resist it.
Yeah.
Even though I know, party's like, she got medicine on her finger. Maybe not with her nails. Sorry. Maybe with her knuckle, right? I definitely would resist that and be like, absolutely not. But if you are going towards the dis-ease within you, if you are going towards that place that maybe some of you have barricaded, yes. If we are going to put medicine, you're going to put medicine in a space that is wounded. Your initial reaction usually, not always, usually will be resistance because of the fear of what it's going to feel like to touch that spot. And we'll be willing sometimes to not even allow that stuff in, the light in, the truth in. Allow it because we're so afraid that if we touch it, it's going to hurt worse. And as I said that, a lot of you went, oh. So right now, whatever you're feeling in your body, shake it out a little bit. If you have to open your mouth, if you have to just move your arms, whatever you have to do. If you have to scream, if you have to just make a noise, if you need to open your jaws and let it out right now. Allow yourself to release. Because we're talking about a lot of truth. A lot of truth's going to come in, right? Either it's going to fit you, it might not, pertain to you, but if it fits for you, you get the moment right now. Yes. To call it that as it is. Tell the truth right now to yourself that there are some areas maybe in your being that you have overlooked, that you do not want to look at, that you do not want to go there because you are so petrified that even if you uncover it, that you're not going to be able to move through it. That's okay. And as we're speaking about it and you're thinking about it, your consciousness is opening right now. Your subconscious and conscious mind right now is opening. So I want to give you a beautiful picture.
Yes.
I want to give you, and I'm going to use the word sex, but it's not sex in the human form. I want to talk about the penetration of Father God, Mother God, interaction, creation energy that is happening right friggin' now. And I'm watching it as we're talking. Right? As above, so below. Right? If you could imagine a sphere, and this sphere is creator's energy, and it is as above, and it's this beautiful masculine energy, and it is Father God energy. It's this beautiful, beautiful energy. And that energy that's masculine, it is penetrating. It is quick. It is the sun. It is light. There's so much good in that. Right? And if you think of Mother God, and you think of this planet, and you could see just imagine Earth. And you're on Earth, so you're part of, you are part of God's bride. You are part of that receiving energy that is just waiting, and your subconscious is opening up right now, right, to receive that light, to receive the answer, to receive the hope, to receive a little bit of energy right now, to receive that little door is open, to receive as above, so within, to receive something that you've never received before because you haven't been willing up until this moment, because I'm telling you right now, and as that penetration, because now we're talking about sex, as it penetrates the conscious mind and this subconscious mind, which is not your human brain, it is your heart, baby. Yes. It's your heart.
Yes. Yes.
And as we let it in, that union happens. That union happens where you and the divine meet in your heart. And I know all of you that are watching this right now know that it's gonna be okay. All of you know in this moment, right in this moment, we have a moment of grace right now, that love wins. And no matter what you go through, somebody before said, I don't have any troubles in my life. I've been happy in my whole life. That's part of your purpose, is to anchor a happiness under this planet. When you said it, I was like, hell yeah.
Yes.
Woo! And I know that I went through the darkest hell because I chose to go through the darkest hell, because I had to go and see it and investigate and be a scientist and go through all that pain and think I was going to die over and over and watch God lift me out of a grave and lift me out of the grave. And know that like I was meant to do that and to share that with you.
Yes.
And so we're in this moment, right? Don't blow this chance, a really beautiful chance to just close your eyes. Any thought that comes in right now, I want you to release it. No story. You are in the most perfect... This union energy that's in your heart right now, it is the void. It is where all of creation is made. And I want you to sit with that for 1 second. And I want you to think about what makes you the most happy. If it's your love, if it's your animals, think about when you're actually feeling joy, what that feels like. I want you to think about some of the breakthroughs you had in 2019 real quick. I just want you to sit there and think about like where you come from and where you are now. There are things in there. There are things in there that we're overlooking. Sometimes we overlook them. Yes. And I want you to sit with it. Oh my God, I got through so much stuff last year. Oh, Dov and I made so many just even less separation between our energies as humans. And in this union, this divine union that we're feeling and experiencing in this moment, that's where you lie. That's just home. This is your home. And you deserve to be there, and you have access to it all the time.
Yes.
If you need to take a deep breath, just take a deep breath. And in that breath, just expanding space and room for you, for your intentions, for your goals.
And as Nicole's been working on this integration of your love affair with yourself, of your connection with yourself, as we've created some space because we let go of some tiny parts of that past pain and weight, and now we're in this integration with you for a moment. I just want to say, because you're so worthy of that, you're really worthy of that space for yourself, that you matter here, that you don't have to do anything special. Your presence and existence in this moment matters here. And you get to unlock something within you that is unlocking for your ancestry, that is unlocking for those that passed and those that are not yet born, that is unlocking for those that you are connected with and those you are not connected with. Think of yourself like this lighthouse standing in this space, and you're radiating. As you unlock yourself from these things and connect deeper with yourself, you're allowing that process to become an example. Someone said, one of you guys said the other day, you said, I'm tired of being an activist, you know, and I thought that if I was the example that I would allow the world to change by my example, but I don't want to be an activist anymore. And I said, it's the same thing. You don't have to do anything, because when you become it, that is the example. So you're allowing yourself in this moment to become the connection. And it's resolving a lot of things. It's resolving a lot of things in this world, to be in that integrated connection. So what I'm seeing right now is an integrated loop in the center of your body, like a DNA spiral. So we're going to balance and integrate the masculine and feminine within you. And I want you to start to allow in a lot of compassion. Bring your hand to your chest and start to bring in this sensation of compassion. Nicole said, think about the things you love, right? Your loved ones, your children, your animals, anything that brings you deep and unconditional, clear, direct access to that sensation of love. Once you've gathered that, I want you to start to see it radiating through your hand and back into your body. And I want you to start to direct it towards yourself. And for a lot of you guys, it got stuck because you know what? You don't forgive yourself. And you hold yourself to standards from other people's ideas, and you hold blame for things that you shouldn't, and therefore you can't take responsibility for things that you must. And you feel in parts unworthy, and you think that the reason you've experienced challenges in your life or lack or breakdown is because you did something wrong, and therefore you deserved that, instead of understanding that we experience things so that we can have the growth, the shift, or we manifest them from the energetic place we're in, but it doesn't mean it's about blame. We can create something and not be to blame for it. It's a different thing. We can be responsible for it and not be to blame for it. So I'm just going to ask, to the extent that you're willing to bring in forgiveness for yourself right now. And a lot of you are grasping onto your stories. Right? A lot of story work that's going to be done this year. We got a lot of stuff coming for you. We need to work on stories. And the moment you go to bring in that unconditional love for yourself, you go into a story. But I heard, but I did, but no, but this, but... So I want you to see if you can get just 1 second of that energy of love coming right through your hand, and see if you can get 1 second to suspend the story and just feel the love come into yourself. And let me know in the comments if you get there. Just say, you know, I did it, or 1 second, or it got there, right? Like, let us know, because you're just trying to get, if you can get a second, you can practice this and you can get 2. You can practice this and you can get 3. Do not underestimate the celebration of your steps, because when you create those steps, you can repeat those steps. When you can repeat those steps, you can multiply those steps, and it will grow, and then it creates that change that you're talking about. That's how change is created. Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. It's like every hour, I feel like Dov and I are evolving. We're changing, right? No matter what's going on, whether, you know, it's a good day, bad day, I can see it and feel it. And so when I think about the stories that I've made back in the day from that person that isn't adult Nicole today, or even the Nicole that woke up yesterday isn't the Nicole that is today.
Absolutely.
It's very hard to even want to hold on to some of those stories, because I've changed and I'm rewriting those stories as we speak. What is it? What's that movie, Groundhog Day?
Yeah.
Let me just tell you a little quick story about Groundhog Day in Nicole's life. There were things in Nicole's life that were big blocks to my happiness, like huge blocks between addiction, eating disorders, all kinds of things. And I would get up, fail, get up, fail, get up, fail, get up, fail for years and years and decades. Get up, fail. And every time I got up, I'd have to get myself to a place of, it's a new day, baby. You're a new person, and you gotta get up. And I don't gotta get up, but I wanted to get up. Yeah. I called myself up because there was something within me that wanted to keep it going. So in this moment, There are stories that we have about our relationships with our parents, with our loved ones. And I just want to say to you that when I look back at my relationships, it was all a training ground. It was all a refinement. It was all of that. And so today we get to let go of some of these ideas that I will always pick this and I will always be a doormat and I will always, you get to right in this moment, get to shift the story. You don't need to take a week or a month or a year to change the story. You get to say no to some things this year.
Yes.
You just have to say no. How many times do we do things because we feel that we should? And we do it and we hate it. Just say no. And maybe you're really, really scared and there's a bunch of steps that you want to do. Just say yes. Push yourself. Somebody asked me, do I have to push myself? I'm like, yeah, you kind of do sometimes. You kind of do, because sometimes we need a little kick in the ass. We need to kick ourselves in the booty and get there. And so I'm sitting with these stories. What comes from these stories is, and I just want to give you a moment. Part of the reason we have a really hard time holding ourselves and loving ourselves and being all romantic with ourselves is because we have so many resentments against ourselves. I just want to give you the opportunity right now, just for a moment. Just wanting you to search yourself and think about 3, 4, whatever comes to your mind, some of the big resentments that you have against yourself. They're in there. If you look at social media every day, with people yelling at each other and attacking each other, as within, so without. Whatever's coming out is going in. So understand that I watch you and I see you and I see the collective when everyone's hurting in a day. And I know when people are attacking themselves because they're attacking each other, and I have so much compassion for that because I have so much compassion for myself. Starting to search those resentments, and somebody hashtag forgiveness, right? You may not be willing in this moment to forgive yourself, but the cool thing about forgiveness is that when we ask for the willingness to forgive and we ask for forgiveness to come in and do what it does, it will begin to show us what we need to see and what we need to face and what we need to go through to actually forgive ourselves. And there's some places within you
Amen.
That need some forgiving. And you have the opportunity just to sit with that. And in that space, I'm going to bring so much love to that part of you that believes that you're not good enough, that part of you that thinks that you're not worthy, that part of you that thinks that you're disgusting, that part of you that thinks that you are ugly, that part of you that thinks that you are not skinny enough, that part of you that believes that you are not strong enough, that part of you that thinks that you are maladjusted for this planet, that part of you that thinks that you do not belong here, that part of you, all those parts. I love you. 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 And if you want to tell yourself, I love you, I love you. It's a good time to do that now. I love you. I love you.
I forgive you. Yeah. Like really forgiving ourselves. And I accept your forgiveness and really allowing that exchange to start to spread out past you. And this moving us into this last part of intention around your sacred connection to another. And so as you're shifting, when you create that space of clean mirror inside of yourself, you can start to move it to the outside world. And so whether you're in a relationship, you're married, you have a connection, you're on your own and you're open to divine connection, or you just want to sit through this piece and allow in the possibility, I'm going to have you just bring in your attention to the inside of your being and create like a ball of light inside of your chest and your tummy, right? With all of that good that we've been working on and that love and that self-acceptance. And then I want you to imagine beaming it out from your heart, and it's going to meet that of your divine counterpart, whether you're aware of who they are or not. When I say that, I don't mean any particular type of soul connection, just that person that you are ready for or that person that is in your life. And we're going to allow that to create a bridge and clear the space between the two of you, allowing any damage from your past if you know each other, or delay if you don't, and bringing in your intentions and allowing your intentions for that connection and for that learning process to start to build and to transmit. And it's almost like creating a highway of information between the two of you guys. And I want to clear some fear. So there's fear around this, fear around the partnership, fear whether it is a partnership you currently have or you're looking for. There's a lot of fear there. I'm just going to ask for that fear to be dropped away and released. And I've got some pain in my eyes. So what I'm seeing is that you're not seeing the situation clearly, some of you guys. You're distorted through the pain and you're straining yourself to see. So there's a distortion in the way you see. So I'm just going to ask for your vision and your sixth chakra to be upgraded, cleared, and brought into light love frequency in order for you to access that in relationship to your connection, your romantic connection. And then I felt a lot of people's partners come up, right? So a lot of divine counterparts came up here in the space now, and they were like, I'm scared and I'm concerned and so we're just gonna bring in a lot of soothing to both of you. And now is where the work gets fun, because there's like all you guys and then all these other energies, some of which you know, some of which you don't know, and we're all here together, and it's like multiplying all these different energies. And I'm just gonna bring in, I'm asking for remembrance. And I just saw like this blueprint dropping down from the ceiling onto everybody, just like remember. Remember what it is that you plan to do. Remember who it is that you plan to do it with. Remember what it is that you wanted instead of acting from fear and conditioning. Remember. And just keep that word as coded. It's activating within you. Just continue to receive that, remembering your empowered state, your divine plan, your purpose of what you wanted to experience with whom you wanted to experience with. And then it brings us into deeper faith and connection, activating and connecting you to faith and connection. Faith in the process, faith in the outcome, faith in the understanding. We just ask to clear some sabotage, some blocks to that movement, and bring blessing. I'm going to ask for blessings, sacred union and blessings to be anchored into all of you guys.
Oh.
And it's amazing to watch what you guys are doing as a group, right? So we're just helping you facilitate this momentum and this movement. And we wanted to give you guys an exercise too that you can do ongoing, especially around connecting to your high self, but also connecting with a partner, romantic partner, if you want to bring that in, or if you have one. It's important even if you live together. And we were just talking about this in the question and answer segment that we did for our membership community. And it's something that I wanted to talk about. It's also something that I want to talk to you guys about today. Is there's a magic in being able to do this work together. And when Nicole and I created our membership community, we wanted to actually give all of you not only our resource of ourself every single week, guiding you through question and answers and energy forecasts and healing and mentoring segments at a deep level and doing inner child work with you and all this stuff that you can't do with us unless you work with us one-on-one at a totally different price point. And we wanted to create that within this community. But what we also knew is what you guys could do for each other, and how when you step into this work, just as we're doing right now, right? We're doing a healing work together. When you step into this work, what's happening is you're serving the entire collective. Yes. And it's like you allowing yourself to step into your own mission and giving back through this experience. And so this exercise that we shared is somebody asked in this question and answer segment that we just did, you know, how do I speak to a beloved or a deceased family member? In this case, they asked about their twin flame at a fifth dimensional level, and what does that even mean? So when Nicole and I work, we work at the 3-dimensional. That means, you know, we've got to talk about your behaviors and your actions, right? If you want long-lasting change in your life, right? And we also have to talk about what you're thinking about. What are you believing? Your belief systems are so important. And what information are you missing? That's why when Nicole and I say all the time, get the tools, get the understanding, get the tools, get the understanding. And then there is, what are we communicating at an energetic or soul level? Okay? So so that's our 3rd dimensional. That's the behavior. Physical. 4th dimensional, that's the consciousness of the mind. And then 5th dimensional, the energy and the soul. And so, you know, you can talk daily to your partner that's in your life or your partner that's coming at that energetic level, calming yourself, grounding yourself, and allowing yourself to communicate at that non-ego space.
Yes.
Right? Ask questions, connect, bring in the energy, ask for support from each other, because at that level, there is no ego, there's no pain, there's no trauma, there's no stories. And what happens is it works at the fastest level and it trickles down into your body, into your reality. And people say, I don't know why. My partner they're feeling more connected. They're releasing a lot of trauma. I am feeling more connected. And so this is a beautiful exercise that I want to, leave you guys with, to take on, letting yourself be in a daily practice of connecting with yourself, but also connecting, if you'd like, with your partner, with a twin, with somebody that's not in your life. And you can even access and connect to family members like this, friends, deceased family members. And I want to invite you guys, I really, really want to invite you guys from my heart to consider coming if you have not been part of our membership community. A lot of you guys are, so you can tell people in the comments how you feel about it, all of that, but I want to give you guys an invitation. I'm going to have the links being posted in the comments and in the description. If you're looking for some tribe, if you're looking for some support, if you would like for Nicole and I to be with you every single week, and if you were interested in having like over a year's worth of support, because it's already in there, if you're like ready to dive in, you're like, I need some answers, I need some support, and I want you to understand this is about you, not just your relationships or your relationships with the world. That's why we did this today, to talk about your love connection to yourself. So I really want to invite you to at least look into this and perhaps come and join us today, because like I said maybe there is something that you've been asking for, and this is possibly the answer to that thing you've been asking for, and you don't know if you don't take that step to nurture yourself and to make this about yourself and to love on yourself. So for those of you guys that are feeling any tug, I would say, bypass your fears right now and just go and click the link, check it out, become part of it. You have a private Facebook group where we, join you and come in, you support each other. You have a whole member portal where you're completely supported and you have these tools. Nicole and I are constantly here to serve you, and we racked our brains for years on how to continue to serve you, and this is one of the ways, because if we could talk to every single one of you, if we could coach every one of you privately, one-to-one, and be in your lives, we would. That's why we show up on these videos, and if this is resonating for you, this content, like, please share this. It is why we do what we do, but this is one of the ways that you can be supported at a super high level with us, but with not a lot of investment on your part. So I really wanted to say that to you guys. It felt really relevant to bring you guys into that today.
Oh my goodness. So let's give him this good. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit more information on what Dov was talking about, connecting in the fifth dimension.
Yeah.
Because it's so important. Everyone's like, oh, is it just that easy? Well, it takes practice.
Yeah.
Right? Because sometimes we feel a little nuts when we start to see things, and we'll close our eyes and we'll think that it's our imagination, and then we'll realize what we're actually seeing and the questions that we're asking to our partner can and will get answered in that space. And so understanding that you can sit down at any moment, and if you guys have any kind of prayer or meditation practice, I would say to you that this is a great place to insert this, because it's a much better conversation when ego's not involved. It's like you get to be like, peanut gallery, sit down. Because there's so many parts to ego that are like trying to, like, they're mad, and it's just like your little kid is pissed, or your little kids. And all these parts of you that when we sit and we get to connect through our consciousness, and we get to, Dov explained this in the community so well, that around each of our energy bodies, we have this symbol, like on my neck, the Merkaba, the triangle that goes downward and upward. And it is this vehicle, it's this light vehicle of communication between us and Creator. And it's our way of traveling. And we have access at all times. It's this protective, beautiful, geometric shape that connects us all. And so when we go into the 5D, we can go on our own, just to be there in the presence of the divinity, in the presence of our own divinity. Or we can invite our beautiful twin flame, or our beautiful soul connection, or our mother or father, even if they're living, or even if they've passed, into that Merkaba of protection, and allow ourselves to face them and to sit there. And sometimes I'll just look at Dov and I don't need to say anything. Just the connection at heart level in that soul space where there's nothing but love starts to do what it does. There are times when Dov and I may be having a little argument and I can go visit her and have a chat with her and be like, what is really going on? Get some answers.
Yes.
Or if my ego's too in the way and I don't want to apologize quite yet because I'm angry, right? Because I wait till I'm not angry and until I'm ready to really, say what was going on within me and admit where I was wrong. I can say it to her there. Right? I can allow myself to embrace that. And as you're starting to do this, and as you're starting to connect in these other spaces where these beautiful multi-dimensional beings, where there's so many different dimensions, right? Your head could kind of explode, but just imagining these different layers of self, and they're all, you can imagine the higher dimensions, we get a little bit closer to the full truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth of that unconditional love frequency. And so you can embrace your partner there, just connecting, not saying anything. You can say things, you can ask questions.
Yeah.
And the more you do it, the more you're going to feel into it. You're going to watch their body language. It's going to give you answers, right? There are some times when I know that we're fighting and Dov will bow down to me in that space. And I know that all she wants to do is love me and surrender. And then I'll bow down as well in that space and surrender. And then when I come out, I can come see her and just surrender and real and just, just pay attention to what you're seeing. And you'll notice that before, when I told you to go in those spaces that make you really happy, you can also go in that space and think of, if you're having a hard time actually seeing, you can imagine those good times that you have with the person that you are with. And for some of you that are single and you want to stay single, go meet your divine self up there, go play.
Yes.
If that's your choice.
Yes.
If some of you are single and your love's not in your life right now, you can go there and talk to that person that you know is going to be there with you, and you could already start to have conversations. I know many people that have those moments, and it's really beautiful to hear their testimonies of that. And we're just going to ask now to ground back into our bodies. Come back into your feet. Wiggle your toes. Look around the room. Shake your body out a little. Ground, ground, ground.
Got my sparkly nails are making noise.
I love our
for you
nails.
guys.
They're so cool.
They're making noise for you guys. It's music. Yes, bringing yourself back into this moment and giving some gratitude for yourself for taking this time. If this has resonated for you, then you can give gratitude in here in the comments. You can give gratitude by sharing. You can give gratitude by honoring each other. But I'd like you to celebrate yourselves today. Really deeply celebrate yourself today. You can watch this 500 times if it helps you to anchor it in. Celebrate yourself. And for those of you guys that you know inside of your heart, you really do, you know who you are. Nicole said it, let's be radically honest this year with ourselves. For those of you that know that you really are needing to take another step for yourself, I really want to invite you into our community and invite you to continue to build this bond with us deeper, and just click that link and give yourself an opportunity and try it out and be with it for a month and see if it works for you.
You are so welcome.
Or take another step and reach out to us, and if you want to work with us one-to-one, but whatever it is, but I really want to invite you into that space. I really feel the power of that collective work and the collective work we're doing right now. And if you are brand new, I invite you to please like and follow, because we are constantly trying to serve you, and it is easier for us to serve you if we're connected here with all the things that are coming. So please do that. And we are sending so much love. We've got a lot of good coming for you guys. YouTube will be blowing up all weekend. Lots of good stuff.
Happy birthday, Anna. Everyone wish Anna happy birthday.
It is one of our amazing mentees and community members' birthday, and so we're going to say happy birthday, girl. It was her birthday yesterday. We have a big time difference, so I don't know what day it is for you right now, but I think we're right on time there. And if it's anybody else's birthday, please write in the comments, and happy birthday to you. Any of you guys celebrating an anniversary, celebrating anything good, and also sending a lot of extra tender love for those of you guys that are also experiencing a recent loss or something that is going on right now. So this was a good time to create some space and love and support for each other. Love on each other in the comments. Love on yourselves, and go out after this video and hug somebody in real time, in real space, in three-dimensional world, and tell them that it matters that they're here. because it does. So we love you guys.
I love you so much.
And we will see you guys soon.
Bye.